One of the many benefits of attending baseball games at Diethrick Park is you never know who you're likely to meet.
You shouldn't live in the past. It's dangerous. But to visit it is just a wonderful experience.
By a guy named Todd Sivan. And he basically says, through my writings as the Red Sox baseball writer on the Bleacher Report, I've had the pleasure of meeting several of my boyhood heroes. Oh, sure, they put their pants on like I do, one leg at a time. But just as a good Catholic must feel, they be lucky enough to meet the Pope, or how honored a good American must feel about meeting Barack Obama. I feel this way when I meet one of my baseball gods. So how do you think I felt when I met the last Red Sox catcher ever to play the entire season for the Sox while still batting .400? Like a little boy, not the 47-year-old journalist wannabe that I really am. Red Sox catcher. Stayed up the entire year and batted .400. Fisk, Gedman, Elston Howard, Veritek. Nope. It's Roger LaFrancois. And he goes on to talk about that you had the honor of warming up baseball and Red Sox legends such as Dennis Oil Can Boyd, Dennis Eckersley, Bob Ojeda, Bruce Hurst, Mike Torres, Mark Clear, Bob Stanley. Also played Pepper and took showers with the likes of Wade Boggs, Jim Rice, Dwight Evans, Tony Perez, Carl Yastrzemski, and the Rem Dog himself, Jerry Rem.
That's right. Yeah.
This I'll give this to you.
No, that's great. That's quite a. 1982 was a very special year, because I grew up a Red Sox fan and all my life, and I used to go to the bus, and my dad used to take me to Fenway when I was a kid, and then been able to get drafted by the Red Sox in '77 and play for them, go up their system and play for them in '82, and play with kind of boyhood idols of mine, like with Yaz and Tony Perez and guys that I really admired with Remy and Rice and Dewey Evans and Eckersley. Was kind of just an unbelievable and fantastic year. And being a part of that year in 1982 with, I wish I would get a few more at-bats, but I'll take 4 for 10, and that's something that'll stick with me for the rest of my life.
Yet, he will forever be listed in Red Sox lore as a .400 hitter.
That's right, me and Ted, right?
What Boggs? What was he like?
Well, Boggs, I played with Wade in the minor leagues for 3 years, and I played with him in Bristol. I played with him in Pawtucket, and the Red Sox left him unprotected in 1982. Carney Lansford slides into home and breaks his ankle. They call up Boggs, and he gets 2 hits the first game, and the rest is history. So here's a guy who was just a line drive opposite field hitter in the minor leagues, and a lot of teams, including the Red Sox, kind of didn't have him on their charts as far as being a big league player. And I think he was around 25, 26 until he reached the big leagues, which is quite ironic. The guy to get 3,000 hits, not to be in the big leagues until he was 25, 26. But Wade was a guy who just could always hit and made himself into a pretty good fielder, a Gold Glove fielder over the years. Just a hard work ethic, and just enjoy to be around. And the guy could just flat out hit, and he could just. And Fenway was a great park for him to hit in because of the left field wall. I think being a left-handed hitter made him even a better hitter. He knew he could be late on the pitch and still hit it off the wall. So it was just to be around a guy like Boggs and Remy and Yaz, of course, it's just true professionals, and still keep in touch with some of those guys. And it's nice to Wade sure could hit.
Well, you were involved, weren't you, probably with Boggs at Pawtucket with the longest game in the history of baseball?
Yeah, there was just a book out, the bottom of the 33rd, that just came out by Dan Barry from the New York Times, I believe, and great book, and just quite a history in that game. I didn't start the game. Richie Gedman started the game. I came in the 8th inning, I believe, and ended up catching 26 innings later. It's 4 o'clock in the morning, and we're still on the field in a 2-2 tie against the Rochester Red Wings. But remarkable game, the story, the franchise with Pawtucket, and how it evolved after that, and the players that played in the game, from Cal Ripken Jr. to Wade Boggs to Ojeda to Hurst, and all those guys. And we had 16 guys playing the big leagues in that game, and on a cold night at the beginning of the season, and just unbelievable time to be a part of that. And I was 2 for 8 for that game. We had one guy, Russ Larrabee, went 0 for 16, so that was quite a lot of memories and stories that evolved around that particular game in that book, bottom of the 33rd. It was a cold night. It was at the beginning of the season. The game started a little late because of the rain, and the wind was blowing in, and it's just 1-1 tie. We went ahead. They went ahead. Rochester went ahead in the top of the 16th, and then we tied it up, and again in the bottom of the 16th, and then again just 4 o'clock in the morning, we are still playing. They finally cut it off in the 32nd inning. They finally found the commissioner, I believe, and I don't know where he was that night, but they finally found him, and he told him that suspend it. Then a month later, it was a strike year too, so we were the only show in town. So I remember when we came back and started that game a month later, it was just a great the crowd and everything, and it was. In fact, we were on Good Morning America, I believe, and the Today Show, and all this stuff, and we won it. I think Dave Koza got the hit to score Marty Barrett in the bottom of the 33rd, and Joe Morgan was our manager, and just a lot of, like I said, a lot of stories that evolved around that game. We had several guys on that team that ended up playing in the major leagues, and being a first-year manager, I think that I was voted manager of the year, partially because we had a very, very good record, but we had some talented kids, and Marquise Grissom, who I think was almost a Triple Crown winner in that league that year, Joe Siddall, a catcher, left-handed hitting catcher, who I see right here, also Timmy Laker, another good catcher who had some big league time, Wilfredo Cadaro, a young shortstop, 18 years old at the time with us. So, you surround yourself with players like that in your first year of managing, and you are very, very fortunate. And the Expos back then, they kept everybody together. They didn't move anybody. I thought we'd lose Marquise around halfway during the year because having such a great year, and he stayed with us the whole year, right to the playoffs. So just again, seeing names like that with Joe and Timmy Laker and Marquise and guys like that, I was just